All right, we have a battle here from Lasaurus versus Blank. Don't know who Blank is, but Lasaurus has been playing a lot of games in our new player leagues and just on our Discord in general. Tomb Kings in Britonia. For the Tomb Kings, we have 2 Sepulchral Stalkers, 1 Ushabti Great Bow, front line of Skeleton Spears, including the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. Don't see a ton of them, but they just have poison and then like better stats and stuff. Yeah. We have Cetra the Imperishable on horseback. Some of his cheaper spells to spam out the healing. We have the Kepra Guard, a Lich Priest of Light with just net, and then his Winds of Magic regen item, and then 4 Nehekara Horsemen. Okay. I don't usually love Nehekara Horsemen versus Britonia because their cav will just destroy these guys. These guys don't have good armor piercing or anti-large or anything, so even basic Britonian cav will do well here. On the other side, we have 5 Peasant Mobs, a whole bunch of Men-at-Arms, Spear Men-at-Arms, Battle Pilgrims, so wow, a ton of melee infantry from Britonia, what the heck? We have 1 Knights Errant, a Grail Knight, a Damsel of Life with Regrowth, Earthblood, and Flesh to Stone, 1 Hippogriff Knight, Alberic de Bordelot, and a Grail Relique. Interesting. I've been seeing this a lot with vampire counts recently, and now I'm starting to see it with Britonia. Some people just love spamming chaff infantry with Britonia, and I don't really get it. I do not think it's worth your time or your money to bring a whole bunch of Peasant Mobs and Spearmen at Arms and Men at Arms. Like, the Battle Pilgrims do some damage, so that's okay. But either, like, just bring the Peasant Mobs or just bring the Men at Arms. Bringing a bunch of chaff isn't going to get anything done. Other than that, this is fine. Yeah, I mean, the Nehekar the Horsemen were here to shut down archers, which I guess there are none. But you do run into problems like this. Like your Battle Pilgrims, you can see them highlighted in red. The Battle Pilgrims want to get to the fight, but they can't now because all these Peasant Mobs are in the way. So the Peasant Mob has to die before the Battle Pilgrims get in there. And the same thing happens when you play Vampire Counts and you take like Zombies and Skeletons and Graveguard. It's like, okay, well, the Zombies have to die, then the Skeletons have to die, then the Graveguard can get in the fight, and by then the game's over. But I digress. Royal Hippogriff Knights dive in onto these Nehekara Horsemen with Alberic, just absolutely destroy them. And a net from the Lich Priest of Light will try and lock these guys in place. Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance could do a bit of damage while the Sepulchral Stalkers attempt to shoot. But they are obstructed somehow? They were obstructed somehow. That was silly and dumb, but okay. Meanwhile, on the far side, Sepulchral Stalkers are going to shoot that damsel right in the face. She is charging him with absolutely 0 support, and that is a huge mistake from the Britonians. And honestly, if Lasaurus is on top of it, he can just run this lady off the edge of the map, and that would be a really big win for him, as those Grail Knights were left in the woods all on their own. So big whoopsie there for the Britonian player. Hippogriff Knights took some decent damage from the Ushabti Great Bows and Sepulchral Stalkers tag teaming them. They really do need to dive this backline and harass down the quote-unquote weapons teams of the Tomb Kings. Yeah. Because right now, just sitting here or trying to support with the Nehekara Horseman fight, who cares? You're defending chaff with a cav unit. The damsel did manage to rally somehow. I don't exactly know how that was. She maybe got far enough away from the Nehekara Horseman or something. But yeah, she managed to rally, throws a regrowth on herself, and now the Grail Knights are going to help her get out of dodge as Sepulchral Stalkers attempt to aid in that area. Royal Hippogriff Knights and Alberic do dive down to the Sepulchral Stalkers at last. They're going to get some good damage out. And Spearmen at Arms are beating the shit out of the Nehekara Horsemen. We can see the front line is still just grinding away as these Men at Arms and Peasant Mobs try and deal with the Skeletons. I don't know. Too much chaff. Too much chaff. Speaking of chaff, Jaff's Incantation of Cursed Blades is cast onto the Sepulchral Stalkers to give the whole army of the Tomb Kings some healing, but also, you know, more damage for them. They can help fight Alberic and the Royal Hippogriff Knights. And Alberic is currently in trouble, getting kind of gang beat here by Cetra and his Sepulchral Stalker compatriots. He does need to leave. That Blessed Blade of Petra is lowering his melee attack and melee defense down to pretty pitiful levels, making it easy for Cetra to goon him out. And that's going to be a net? No, Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance on Spearmen at Arms. That's not worth your cast, unfortunately. You probably got to save all of those for the Grail Knights at this point. Where are those extra Knights Errant, by the way? Did they just, like, die off screen or something? I guess they died off screen, because there was a random Knights Errant running around. Oh, there they are. They're just forgotten for the moment. Okay. Anyway, they'll rejoin us when they feel like it, as more Hippogriffs are getting killed off. Ooh, a regrowth onto a 3 model Royal Hippogriff Knight is probably not going to be very good. Probably. Grail Knights continuing to run around, do their very best. They could have used the regrowth. They have way more models. Yeah. Cetra's currently getting his ass handed to him. He is surrounded by spears, to be fair, but it's mostly just Alberic beating his chaps. He does have the Braid of Bordello also, which gives 12 bonus versus large spearmen, which is quite nice. I mean, they already have bonus versus large spearmen, but they're spearmen in arms, so they kind of suck. Royal Hippos are back in the fight. Cetra is getting danger low while fighting Alberic. He probably has to back out of here and just get some healing down while Knights Errant attempt to join the fight. Sepulchral Stalkers do get new orders to go shoot at them, but it looks like they're kind of half-assing that duty of theirs. Haha. Duty. Meanwhile, more Sepulchral Stalkers and Ushopti Greatbow shooting these Grail Knights. The Bretonnian player does need to be a little quicker on the micro, a little faster on their feet. The Zusirian's Incantation of Vengeance can hit the Knights Errant who are charging Sepulchral Stalkers, but that will stop the Sepulchral Stalkers from firing in. Cetra is barely hanging on to life, but no, he is not. There we go. He is dead for sure. Without him, the Tomb Kings have no more healing, but also leadership dips, causing them to crumble more. But the Sepulchral Stalkers and Ushopti Greatbows shooting at the Grail Knights who were AFK for a bit is a huge price, and the Bretonnians are suffering heavily for forgetting different units around. It has been costing them quite a lot. Now, they got lucky. Somehow this damsel routed well in front of those Nekar horsemen. I wasn't watching it specifically, but either they, just somehow didn't stay in close enough range, or she did one of those bullshit Warhammer rallies that sometimes happens. Anyway, her coming back has single-handedly saved the Bretonnians this game because they've made too many mistakes otherwise. Sepulchral Stalkers going to get killed off by the Royal Hippos. Ushopti Greatbows are turning to start shooting once again at those Royal Hippogriff Knights as Sepulchral Stalkers move in. Battle Pilgrims are surrounded now by the Kepler Guard. They're not feeling it. And the Tomb King's front line winning against all of that Bretonnian front line really just kind of seals the deal on what I was talking about at the start of the game, where I don't like these builds from certain factions like Counts or something that just spam chaff on chaff on chaff, and it's like, okay, it doesn't matter if they all suck, they're all gonna die. It's just gonna take a while. But yeah, men-at-arms all getting pushed off, peasant mobs all getting pushed off. Sepulchral Stalkers shooting at the Grail Relic. It's actually a pretty good shout out. Just get some decent little damage on that guy. Ooh, he's just under a lip right now, so they can't exactly see him. They are gonna crawl up and gun him down from the top of their hill. Yeah, there we go. Grail Relic is doomed. Goodbye, Grail Relic. Ushopti Greatbows are now just basic melee Ushopti. They have run out of ammunition. The only thing with ammunition left on the field is Sepulchral Stalkers that are now stuck in a fight with Alberic de Bordello. A really nice Trident of Manon is going to go down the line here, doing a lot of damage to these guys. But a Knights Errant charge is cucked by a net and a counter charge from the Ushopti. Now, they are the Greatbow variant, but they still do have armor-piercing weapon strength, so if they can get a free charge into some Knights Errant, they'll do good work there. Royal Hippogriff Knights have shattered off the field. Basic Grail Knights are coming back into the fray, but without these Sepulchral Stalkers being able to shoot, just fighting, getting rear charged by the Grail Knights is going to probably be their death sentence. Bretonnians still have some healing through the Damsel of Life, and I do think that this is probably all Ogre at this point. I don't see how the Tomb Kings can do it. Maybe, possibly, some nets onto certain things while they're in Spearmen or Kepler Guards. They can't cycle charge? Okay. Yeah, that could be a way to do this. Sepulchral Stalkers did get away. They have 9 models left. They're trying to shoot at Alberic, but again, there's that slight dip, and there's a bunch of stuff in the way, so they're really not feeling it. I think, yeah, it looks like they're trying to shoot Grail Knights now, and that's probably the right answer. Just kill them. Especially with their low HP at this point, yeah, you can actually finish off models. It gets them to rout, but it also gets them out of the pack, so you can turn and keep firing at them. No, it looks like we are going to focus on Alberic. We are using one of those nets to keep him here, but the Sepulchral Stalkers, they're obstructed. They can't see anything. And they're going to crawl a little bit further, but they're crumbling every second, losing more and more models. And ooh, there's even a regrowth for Alberic. Oh no. Oh no. That might just be it. Sepulchral Stalkers end up in melee combat. Grail Knights are going to rally near the edge of the map. Yep. I've had one rally with 32 HP, so 644 is nothing. It's nothing. Sepulchral Stalkers fight to the very last, but the last it shall be. And to be fair, Alberic is not enjoying sitting in all of this chaff and spears and all these things. He's not loving it. He's not loving it. Grail Guardians are on their last break, so if they break again, it will be a shatter. Ushopti are running out to meet them in melee combat, but that charge bonus makes the Grail Knights pretty much unbreakable for a little bit. Their leadership is just way too good. Even at this low of HP, so the Ushopti are going to have to pretty much kill those guys to actually shatter them off. Alberic's getting low. The Damsel of Life is getting close to routing. There we go. The Grail Knight's down to 1 leadership. And they shatter. Alberic, ooh, he has another Trident of Manon. God damn. Throws it out there. There is a net onto the Damsel of Life. Maybe the Spearman can surround her, get some good damage down, really focus her. She only has 1 more route left, so if she does come back, you know, then maybe she won't stick around. Alberic's pretty healthy. Still fighting the Kepler Guard, though. Still fighting in spears. More Spearmen at Arms are shattering off as these Ushapti, who are pretty healthy, could rejoin the fight. It looks like they will as Alberic continues to try and chase down this little light mage. More Bretonnian chaff is here, though actually some of these are battle programs, which are rather spunky lads. But with the Ushapti charge onto the side, I could see a chain route going down. Maybe? No, yeah, okay. Chain route's looking a little more likely. Lich Priest of Light is going to dive back in onto Alberic, trying to get him poked down. We have some men-at-arms in the distance. Damsel is being run down by the Ushapti, which is fine as long as Alberic doesn't kill your Lich Priest of Light. Damsel did get away, though, and she's significantly faster than the Ushapti, so they should not go too far. They do need to come back, but ooh, ooh, ooh! All right, Damsel rallies while they're... She actually rallied way too early. Because if they weren't that close, they couldn't have caught up with her again. As she routs, she shatters, but while she was routing, she casts a regrowth. Okay, I'm calling some bullshit, lady. You've pulled some serious stuff this game. You've pulled some shenanigans, but that was utter bullshit. You were definitely already routing. Then you started casting the regrowth while routing. And then you got your official shatter, but it already cast. I don't know. That was some shit. That was some shit. Like, I get it. Like... She did the thing where she routed so quick after rallying that it takes a long time for the route to actually, like, take effect. I get that, but it still looked stupid, and I claim it is stupid. It's stupid. Now Alberic is back in the Kepler Guard, back in the spears, back Opti taking a ton of damage. Balance of Power still does not believe in the Tomb Kings after all this time. And it looks like it might be their death knell as he gets a big shot onto Lich Priest of Light. I'm kind of surprised Armilos isn't already taking them considering how bad the Balance of Power is. But on the field of battle, they're actually doing okay. But it's too late. Spirit Arms shatter, but Alberic will carry it to victory. And that Life Mage was a fucking piece of work. Such an imperishable 1,300 value. 1,900 and 1,700 on the Sparkle Stalkers, 2,300 on the Ushapti Great Bows, 2,000 on the Kepler Guard. Dakar Horsemen just got absolutely bodied. And then the Skeleton Spearmen did well. Yeah. Alberic, 4,600 value, 800 on the Royal Hippogriff Knights, 1,200 on the Grail Knights. Knights Errant and the Caster Lady not getting a lot of value. Battle Pilgrims did fine. Spearmen at Arms did... Ooh, one of them did very well. The others did fine. And Peasant Mobs did okay. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.